It's that time again to savor fall and enjoy your very own gourmet getaway to Food and Wine Weekends at Waldorf Astoria, Orlando. Wind down with spectacular culinary events, engaging cocktail creations, and unique chef demonstrations. Plus, enjoy a $50 daily resort credit and complimentary transportation to Epcot. For more information, tap your screen now or visit WaldorfAstoriaOrlando.com.
Happy Hour is live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. This is Happy Hour.
Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773.
Yo, what's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. For the next hour, I am here hanging out. Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. I will be sure to get to your calls in real time. Tweet me at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and I will be sure to get back to you, your tweets in real time. Also, if you're listening via the Hoppy Radio app, chat me there, and I will get back to you. This is brought to you by Speedy Link Metro PCS here in the Tampa Bay area. They got you covered from Dade City all the way to Sarasota. If you go there and you tell them that I sent you, they will hook you up with a top-notch deal. I'm not just saying this because they're my sponsor and a friend of the show. If you go to one of the 22 Speedy Link locations here in the Bay Area and you say that you listen to my show, they will hook you up with a great deal. They have such locations as 7607 Causeway Boulevard in Tampa, 7813 Palm River Road in Tampa. Go there, tell them I sent you for a great deal. All right. So much to get into, so I was like, do I want to begin the show by talking about 9/11 because it's kind of a downer. It's kind of a topic that people don't like talking about. But then I thought, that's the exact reason I should begin the show by talking about 9/11 because I feel like we're so far removed from it. It's crazy that it was 17 years ago. But I'm not even doing the whole, oh, wow, time flies, life is short thing right now. It's literally insane how much has happened in the last 17 years. Like, there was no social media back then. Kids that are now 18 were 1 year old when 9/11 happened. And I think there's this issue with 9/11. I was thinking about it, and I say it every year, but we're getting really detached to it. It happened so long ago that I feel like the fear isn't there anymore. And I have this nervous attitude, this nervous mindset, this nervous thought that the fear that we faced on 9/11 isn't going to get passed down to the future generations. Because I'm not a teacher. So I'm not in the classrooms, but I've talked to my little cousins, and the way they taught them about 9/11, they just sugarcoated it. Every single classroom, beginning in second grade, should be showing the CNN live footage where the first plane goes into the Twin Towers. And then they should be playing those 911 calls, like the one where the guy's at the top floor and you can hear the building exploding and you can hear him yelling. And then you should be showing the kids the pictures of the people that fell and they jumped from the burning building because they couldn't handle being in a burning building. I'm not trying to be a downer right now, but I just think people have kind of forgotten about how awful 9/11 was. I mean, I know people go, oh, it was bad, but it happened so long ago that we're so detached to it. And it really makes me mad because when it first happened, we all came together as a country. We all were together. We were supporting each other. I remember I was in second grade, and I was on the playground. And recess would be about 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know. It was 17 years ago. I don't know the exact time of recess. But I remember I was on the playground, and I remember thinking, okay, this is going on a little bit longer than I'm used to. I remember going, you know what? This is me in second grade. I don't mind the longer recess, but something was suspicious as adults were running in and out of the building. So if you had, let's say, Mrs. Johnson who was watching recess, she's running in, and Mrs. Jackson's running out, and Miss Jackson's running in, and then I'm running out of fake last names. Miss Nelson runs out. All these teachers were running in and out. And recess, it may have just been 35 minutes, but as a kid and your whole thing with time and it doesn't go as fast, it seemed like forever. Then all of a sudden, we're in the main area of our second grade class. We're in our classroom. And they said that an incident happened and then we all got sent home. And that's all I remember. And I just remember the pure fear after 9/11. Because I didn't have cable growing up. Never had cable. We didn't get a local TV channel thing until like 2006. So between 1993 to 2006, I didn't have TV. The only TV I had is if you would rent movies. So I never actually saw any footage of 9/11. I saw the newspapers, and you would hear clips about it on the radio, but I never actually saw it, which, if I was nervous by it, and 9/11 made me nervous, then why aren't we teaching the future kids right now with all the resources we have of YouTube and any website possible? I'm just saying it's not fair to kids my age that we had to go through all the fear. And I'm not saying we're supposed to go into these classrooms and make the kids piss themselves. All I'm saying is it's becoming an issue where we don't want to talk about it and we go, oh yeah, that happened, let's move on. That's just kind of the vibe I get each and every year. I feel like once it reached 2011, then it became 2012, then it's going on 11, 12, 13, 14, and then so on years since. I think we're just getting so detached from it. And you'll never hear me talk about anything. I don't lean on the right side. I don't lean on the left side, even though I voted for Obama. You'll never hear me talk about Trump, even though I don't like him. But what I'm saying is we're so split right now as America. 50% likes Trump, 50% doesn't. You know what I noticed after 9/11, me in second grade? This is what I was able to pick up. As a weird kid who didn't have a lot of friends, so I did a lot of time thinking. I mean, a lot of time. Everybody came together after 9/11. I was forced to go to church every single week for 18 years growing up. And I remember that church, that Sunday, after 9/11, it was like trying to go to the mall on Christmas Eve. There literally were so many adults in that church and kids. I remember everybody was sweating. It was like September, so it was hot out. It was awful. And it's just sad that that was 17 years ago, and we've basically moved on from it, and the fear is gone. Like I said, we shouldn't dwell on it, but every single year, unless there's breaking news on MSNBC or Fox News or CNN, they should just be showing the live footage of 9/11, and then if actual important news comes in, just take off the video. Every single person that's done watching this show, when you're done, go to YouTube, watch 9/11, listen to the calls, look up pictures on Google. Don't ever move on from it. Because I think that's what's happened is we've just moved on because it was so long ago. Keep it fresh because it was a really awful thing. I'm just saying. All right. I just had to get that out there because I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about it anymore. I can't even imagine if it happened now. Just with social media, my God. It's just such a different era. Like, I was reading this article about if the year 2000 is a throwback, which it's obviously a throwback. And there was a event in Las Vegas, this like techie event where they talk about the future. Forget the name of it. And on this website, it had the press release for the event in the year 2000. And guess what? The grand draw-in, the grand thing for this event was that everybody was talking about in the year 2000, that you could get internet on your cell phone. That was 1 year prior to 9/11. That's how far removed we are from September 11th, 2001. Was back then people were freaking out that you could get internet anywhere you go. Just saying. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. I'm getting some comments in real time on Hoppy TV on my Facebook Live, which is on my phone. John chimes in, "You're crushing it, homie. Keep doing you." Thank you. I appreciate it. Menace from the Woody Show is watching. My dude, Blaine's watching. And much, much more. Derek Flame is watching, who is one of my 2 trainers for the upcoming Mike Helt the Punch-Out. Him and Eric Marshall will be training me so that I have the best chance possible to win this boxing match. We'll see what happens. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We will come back to Hoppy Hour and much more, but I want to hear from you. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Get the Hoppy Radio app and call me 856-49-HOPPY. We will be right back on
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
What's up, guys? It's Ryan Hoppy from Hoppy Hour, and I am proud to tell you guys about my partnership with Malectronic. They give you Bluetooth audio devices with an enhanced sound so you can jam out to your favorite songs anywhere. You can use the speakers from such devices as your phone, your computer, or any Bluetooth-capable device. You can also use it as a hands-free speaker in your car to take calls. It's that easy, I tell you. It's very portable, and you can bring them anywhere with its long sessions, which can give you up to 20 hours of non-stop power with a Bluetooth range of 30 to 50 feet. Now, if you go to Malectronic.com and at checkout use keyword Hoppy, you can save 20%. That's Malectronic.com, and at checkout use the keyword Hoppy. That is Malectronic.com. Malectronic. Sounds perfect. What's up? This is Ryan Hoppy, host of the 2-time award-winning Hoppy Hour podcast, and I am proud to announce about my new sponsor here in the Tampa Bay area, Speedy Link, the best Metro PCS dealer in all of the Bay Area. They have 22 locations covering this great Bay Area from Dade City all the way to Sarasota. Maybe you're sick and tired of your current cell phone dealer, and you're just thinking, man, I really want to switch to Metro PCS. If you go there to their main store at 7813 Palm River Road, and that's in Tampa, and you tell them that Ryan Hoppy sent you and that you're a listener of Hoppy Hour, they will hook you up with a great deal. What are you waiting for? Give them a call now at 813-626-0297. That's 813-626-0297, and visit them at 7813 Palm River Road in Tampa. Tell them I sent you.
Hi, it's Fred from the Fred and Angie Morning Show on 103.5 KISS FM in Chicago, and you're listening to Hoppy.
What's up? How's it going? Great to hear. This is Hoppy Hour. Hanging out, talking to you guys. Okay. So, it's September. The year's about 3/4 of the way done, 75%, which means it's time for pumpkin spice. And, I have a bone to pick with people that hate on pumpkin spice. And it goes like this. It's delicious. It's amazing. You go to Dunkin', which I wish they would sponsor me. Hashtag Hoppy Runs on Dunkin'. You go to Dunkin', you get a spice latte, pumpkin iced coffee. It's amazing. You get pumpkin spice cookies. And guess what? If you don't like it, you don't have to get it. Because you see all these people, all these curmudgeons, all these unhappy schmucks that go on social media and complain about it, that get annoyed about it. It's like, is there anything possible that we can be happy about on social media? We freak out about Trump. We have outspoken moments talking about the Me Too movement. We have all these things going on. And then you have these schmucks that are hating on pumpkin spice. It's like, is there anything positive? Because I saw this post here that I put up 9 years ago. 90% of a decade. Thank you for the math, Hoppy. No problem. It says here, crap, my farm just got blown up. Got to begin all over. That was Ryan Hoppy in 2009. Farmville. That was when social media was at its best. That was when I kind of liked social media, when all you had to worry about was hoping that your imaginary farm wouldn't blow up, that your imaginary farm wouldn't just get crops that would turn into dust. Talk about the good old days, which I miss. Okay. Also, I wanted to talk about this. So, all these professional athletes, they are living the life. You're worth millions. You can get any girl that you want. Now, I get that mental health can reach any person. I take meds for it. I get that it can reach any person. I get that fame can hit anybody and that issues can hit anybody. But here's my thing. I don't get, and this is coming from a social media addict, a narcissist in me. I'm a raging narcissist. I mean well, but I'm a narcissist. So I check social media way too much. I have an addiction. But I don't get these professional athletes like Des Bryant or Kevin Durant or good old Skip Bayless that make these burner accounts to defend themselves on Twitter. Now, maybe I'm just being a little boring, but if I was worth 70 million like Des Bryant, or if I had Kevin Durant's net worth, which is 170 million, I don't think I would care what social media had to say about me. The reason I care currently about social media is because I'm trying to make it, so I like to see what the listeners are saying. But if you're Kevin Durant and you're a champion, or if you're Des Bryant and you're making a burner account, come on, dude. Really? Call some girl over and just bang her. Just have that moment like in that Lil Wayne song. First you come, then you come to your senses. Just have that moment, relax, look out at wherever you live and go, man, I lived a life. Man, this is great. Okay. It says here from the New York Post. Is Des Bryant taking a page out of Kevin Durant's playbook? The receiver piqued the interest of internet sleuths Tuesday after appearing to retweet and then got rid of a previous tweet where he was agreeing with himself over a comment he made about his former teammates. The problem was my ex-teammates respected me more than my coaches, Bryant said to ESPN Smith. Then Bryant quoted the tweet saying, I could see that. Really? You know what that is? That's called being self-conscious when you're Dez Bryant. That's not having all the confidence in the world. And here's why. Let me explain. Let me explain to you guys why that is the definition of that. Because Dez Bryant has done well in life. Most people in their lifetime don't get to be an NFL wide receiver. Or if you're Kevin Durant, you don't get to be a 2-time NBA champion and NBA Finals MVP. So you're doing well. Dez Bryant's been to 3 Pro Bowls, 2013, 2014, 2016. He was the receiving touchdown leader in 2014. But he's had a lot of controversies around him, and he's been an up and down player. So I think he's self-conscious that he's currently a free agent. He's not on a team. And I think you don't see a player like any other wide receiver like Jerry Rice going on TV arguing with people and then defending himself on Twitter. You don't see Randy Moss doing this because they're confident in the fact that they've left a good legacy, a good amount of time, a good amount of playing minutes on a team. So they don't need to defend themselves because they're confident in the fact that they did well. I don't think Dez Bryant is confident in himself. I think he's upset that things weren't as good as they could have been, and I think it really bothers him that not all fans like him. I think he's a raging narcissist. But Dez Bryant, not everything in your life is going to go the way that you want it. Not everything that you want in life is going to happen in the way that Dez Bryant wants it. You may never play again. And if you do, you might be a backup. You probably won't ever win a Super Bowl. But guess what? You're worth $70 million. Guess what? You're living the life that anybody would dream of. You got to be grateful at some point. So, Greg chimes in. Great show from Hoppy's burner phone. Yeah, I got my Razor from 2007. I don't know. I just don't get these players that get so offended over everything. Like, I'm imagining like Dez Bryant maybe smoking a blunt in his house because he's a free agent and doesn't really care anymore. He's just looking out at his nice mansion. Maybe it has a view of the beach or the view of Los Angeles. I don't know where he lives. I'm not a creep. And I can just imagine him now looking at his mansion and just looking at his phone and refreshing it and just seeing all these fans of the Cowboys going, "You suck. You never were able to win for us. You're a loser." And I just see that affecting him. And I don't know why. Let me know. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Call the show. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. All right. I got this next topic. It's been driving me nuts. This next topic that is making me absolutely infuriated. It's time for everyone's favorite segment known as Hoppy Hot Topics. All right. Not going to go too in depth about this. Not going to go too long into this. Oh, geez. Because I don't want to come off disgruntled or grumpy, even though I kind of am. But here's my thing. Okay, let me paint a pic for you. I'm 6'8", borderline 6'9". I'm awkward. I'm weird. So when I go to places like, let's say, Wawa or Winn-Dixie or the gym, I'm just trying to get in, then I'm trying to get out. I'm not trying to hang out, not trying to socialize with you. If I'm in a good mood, I might. But you got to remember that not everybody wants to talk all the time. And people need to realize that you don't always need to talk to people and you don't always need to begin a conversation. And this is going to anybody ever. I don't care if you're my friend or if you're a future wife and you want to know how tall I am. It doesn't matter. I don't care who asks me. I'm beyond sick of it. So I'm in the locker room today at the gym. I just swam 30 laps, absolutely tired, absolutely drained, absolutely worn out, just dizzy, dehydrated. I don't feel well. And there's this basketball that's at the sink, just sitting on the sink. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And I washed off my face because I was sweaty. This is after my shower, so I'm going towards my locker. You know, I'm going to take off the towel and then get dressed. So I'm naked. And it's that moment where you try to hurry it up because you don't want to be naked too long in the locker room, so you're like trying to rush it. So I got like my underwear on like 80%. Then I'm going for the shirt. And this guy comes around my locker and goes, "Can I ask you something?" And my response is, "What?" And he goes, "You see that basketball over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you play basketball? Because I'm guessing that's your ball because it's in here." Yeah. Because I'm 6'9" and because there's a basketball court at the gym and that ball happened to be in the locker room, and because I'm tall, I must play sports, everybody, and you have to comment it. Oh my God, I'm sick and tired of it. So then I say to the guy, "No, that's not my ball." Then he goes, "Well, then you definitely played basketball, right?" I'm like, "No, never played." And he goes, "Why not?" And then he goes, "How tall are you?" Without even letting me answer when he asked me why not. And I go, "I'm 6'9". And he goes, "Wow, that's really tall. Thank you." And this is my one swear for the show, for the fucking update that I'm tall. I'm sick and tired of it. And then the best part is when people go, "I hope this isn't annoying." Whenever you have to begin the thing you want to ask a person or the thing you want to say, and you say, "I hope this isn't annoying," or if you say, "Please don't be offended by this," that's because you know that a person's going to be offended by this. Or in my case, you know that the person is going to be annoyed by it. So if you even have those words come out of your mouth, just go, "Never mind," and move on with your short life. Because I have people go, "I hope you don't find this annoying, but how tall are you?" Of course I'm going to find it annoying. I've been on this earth 1/4 of a century. I've heard it every single day of my life. And you don't see people, going up to a short person and you're like, "Man, how short are you? Wow. Is it weird being close to the ground? How do you see over things? How do you do it?" Or you don't see somebody going up to a fat person and they're like, "Man, where do you buy your clothes at? That's got to be hard." Was that a life choice? Or did you grow up in a fat family and you just never lost the weight? Or you don't go up to a person that's got a really bad tan or looks really bad, maybe like a person that's been in the sun for 30 years, and you see a Wawa at 2 a.m. getting coffee, maybe on crack or some drug, and you go, "Man, spend too much time in the sun during your life?" Those examples that I just told you, you wouldn't say to a person. So why does it make it okay for you to ask me how tall I am? The answer is, it's not okay.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
What's up, guys? It's Ryan Hoppy from Hoppy Hour, and I am proud to tell you guys about my partnership with Malectronic. They give you Bluetooth audio devices with an enhanced sound so you can jam out to your favorite songs anywhere. You can use the speakers from such devices as your phone, your computer, or any Bluetooth capable device. You can also use it as a hands-free speaker in your car to take calls. It's that easy, I tell you. It's very portable, and you can bring them anywhere with its long sessions, which can give you up to 20 hours of non-stop power with a Bluetooth range of 30 to 50 feet. Now, if you go to malectronic.com and at checkout use keyword Hoppy, you can save 20%. That's malectronic.com, and at checkout use the keyword Hoppy. That is MALEKTRONIC.com. Malectronic. Sounds perfect.
Tweet Ryan Hoppy at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Snapchat him at Hoppy Radio. And email him anytime at ryanhoppyradio@gmail.com. Now back to the show.
Back to the show. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. Got so much to get into. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. Okay. Got this news clip for you guys today. Made me chuckle. It made me go, aha, aha, a few times. It was one of those news clips where you go, is this from The Onion? Is this real life? Or is this news that's going to be talked about on Happy Hour? And the last two answers are correct. All right. This is out of Myrtle Beach.
No shoes, no shirt, no cursing. That's the new policy for one popular beach in South Carolina.
Now listen to this. Swearing at Myrtle Beach could get you a ticket or maybe even jail time. Lauren, how's right?
So you know that this was the case, that there wasn't much going on in Myrtle Beach. Everything was fine. Everything was dandy. So they go, we got to make up a law. Oh, a lot of drunk people are swearing at the beach, so let's make it a fine or even jail time if they swear. Makes sense, guys. All right, back to the clip from the local news in Myrtle Beach.
I don't know if it's right. That part's not up to me, but they are enforcing it. According to Myrtle Beach Online, the city issued 289 profane language citations just last year, so in 2017. All of those citations together actually totaled at around $22,000.
Ching. That's why they're doing it. Myrtle Beach doesn't care about the morals, even though it's in the Bible Belt. Myrtle Beach isn't trying to make it a safer vocal area for kids. They made $22,000 based off of a person saying fuck or shit or whatever the case is. Hey, maybe it was the word damn or crap. You never know. But that's why they did it. It's because they're making money off of it. And that's why everything happens. All right, back to the clip.
The rule is found under Myrtle Beach's disorderly conduct offense ordinance. It says the rule includes lewd, obscene, or profane language in public. A violation of the rule is a misdemeanor. The penalty is up to a $500 fine or 30 days in jail. And, of course, the
$500. I mean, wow. I don't know. Maybe tourism is down in Myrtle Beach or something, because you would think they have enough money there. I don't know. Very confusing. And I would love to be that cop that's like, sir, get over here. And the dude's like, what? I'm going to have to write you a ticket. You just said a profane word. And the guy maybe is wearing a Bills jersey, and he's like, well, the Buffalo Bills just lost 100-2, or whatever it was, 50-3, if you want to be literal. Sir, I know the Bills lost, but I got to give you a ticket because you said fuck. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. All right, back to the clip.
Judge always has the final say what the punishment is, but I want to get a viewer's take on this. Do you think our beaches need a rule like this? We have a poll right now on our Facebook page. I can't use any of the comments because you guys keep cursing. Yeah, many of them are, but the comments are pretty hilarious. So go vote and also go check out some of the comments.
I would be cursing too if my local news that's bringing me entertainment, that's keeping me in the know, had a microphone on their TV like this. I mean, listen to this.
You guys keep cursing.
Yeah.
Where did they get that mic from? Walmart? I mean, I swear to God. A local podcast out of Fargo probably has better equipment than them. I mean, listen to that. I'm not going to play it again. If you want to hear it, just go back in the clip, 15 seconds. I mean, God damn it. Are you serious here? Are you kidding me? I just love when places have the worst mic setups. Like, if you watch, like, really small-town news. Like, I remember, I think, like 10 years ago, I went on a trip. I visited my uncle in Los Angeles. And then we drove through the West Coast to get to good old San Francisco, and we visited the forest thing. I'm drawing a blank, the Redwoods. And whatever town the Redwoods are in, there's like a local news channel. So the Redwoods are in the town. I'm looking it up right now. Let me see here. It's basically a bunch of small towns in the West Coast. Humboldt County, it's in Crescent City. So when I was at a motel to go to the Redwoods, I remember we were watching the Crescent City local TV news. And oh my God, was it laughable. The morning news in my 8th grade class was better than that. And this is in 2008, so. Got to think back and go, maybe they have it updated better. Maybe they're doing better for themselves. Maybe not. We got this call from a 269 area code. So I like to call him back. You know, it's Radio 101. Because I can't believe I missed a live call to my show. I get a call. I pimp out the number, 856-49-HOPPY. 856-49-HOPPY. And then nobody calls. So I want to give this guy a call and give him the time of day because he called my show, which is an honor that somebody would want to talk to me. It's an honor. I'm very supportive of that. I love it. It boosts my ego. It makes me feel good. It's better than sex, I tell you. Not really, but sort of. When people want to call my show. I've seen that meme recently where it's like, I love sex, but do you like this? I'm like, okay, I got it. And call this guy, see what's up, see who he is, see what he wants. All right. A ring-a-ding-ding, call the show. 856-49-HOPPY. Even though the phone line would be busy right now. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio and get the Hoppy Radio app.
Hello?
Who is this? You called the show. What's up?
Hoppy, it's Gopher Greg.
What's up, Gopher Greg? What do you have to say?
Hey, I thought your take on sports profiling was pretty funny.
What was the best part about it? What drew you in with my riveting Midwest accent?
Well, you know what the thing is? I think it's a jealousy situation. I think people are jealous because they would like to be that tall. I think that's one of the reasons they do that, you know? They're like, hey, what's it like to be that tall? What's it, you know? I don't think you should take it personally. It's just that they're jealous.
Okay, listen. I know being tall is great. I think it's the reason that some girls talk to me. Like, I like being tall. Like, I have no problem with it. But just think about it this way. I'm literally naked. I have a towel around me in the locker room. I'm sweaty, and I'm a weird-looking guy. And a person asks me if that's my basketball. Like, please tell me, Gopher Greg, when you're getting your workout in and you're all pumped up, tell me you're not a guy who would do that. Because you're my friend. I like that you're listening to the show. But please tell me you would never be a guy that would ever do that.
Well, I think the situation that you're the bad about the situation is that you're changing in the locker room. I think if somebody saw you, and just said, "Hey, do you play basketball?" I think that's a little different. But when you're actually changing and halfway naked, like you said you were, that's I hate that. That's inappropriate. I'm like you. I mean, I can't wait to get my underwear on when I get out of the shower. So, but I have to admit something. I do have to admit something. When Benazzi was telling me about you, and he said you were coming down to the studio, and the first time I met you, he goes, "Yeah, Hoppy's coming down." He goes, "Yeah, he's 6'8". He's 6'8", and it was the first question I asked him. I said, "Oh, does he play basketball?" It was the first question I asked him. So I'm sorry, I admit it, I did that, but of course we have a sports show, so I just thought, oh, does he play basketball? And I'm a big basketball fan too. So, but then after meeting you and seeing how you were, and how like you were goofy just like us, then I kind of got it, after that. So,
well, dude, here's the last thing I'll say. Just if you ever see a tall person, don't be that guy. Promise me.
I will. I won't do it.
Okay, cool.
I won't do that.
All right, thank you, dude. Thank you to Gopher Greg for listening. That was flattering. My ego right now feels really good. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Call the show, like Gopher Greg, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. There is a recent case that people have been doing research, that says that caffeine is not a way to lose weight, which I'm indifferent about. I kind of get it. I kind of agree with it. But this leads me to a greater thing. I swear to God, and I'm not just saying this for radio filler because I'm doing a show by myself, so I'm not just making this up to fill up time. I promise you, I think I have an addiction to caffeine. Like, it's not even worth thinking about. It doesn't matter if I get 1 hour of sleep. Well, it sort of does. Or if I get 10. I wake up groggy as hell every morning. And there's days I try to go without drinking caffeine. Like, I'll go like 30 minutes and then I just go, I got to do it. And the other thing that's been really good recently is Kava and Kratom. Oh boy, does it make you relax. I went over to my guys over at Grassroots in St. Pete, and they are as legit as it comes. Grassroots Kava. I bought some Kava today, and I brought home some Kratom. And oh boy, does that pump you up? Does that relax you? Does that make you appreciate life? So maybe people should be drinking Kratom. And I love when they go, oh, I tried Kava and Kratom for about a sip, and it didn't really taste good. Sorry that the Kava or the Kratom that you drank doesn't taste like a Mountain Dew. It's healthy. That's why it doesn't taste the best. But it tastes good because it makes you feel good, idiots. It says here, after they had 50 people that took place in this case, that 75% of people had a cup of coffee in the morning and only 5% ate less. I do think, though, that caffeine would take away your appetite. Because if you drink coffee, like homemade coffee, because there's a difference between homemade coffee and coffee that you get at, let's say, a fast food place. And here's what it is. If you make a homemade brew of coffee and it's delicious and it tastes good, it makes you have to go to the bathroom really bad. Like, it makes you, like, really have to go. When you have the drinks from, like, Dunkin' or whatever, it makes it a lot better. Like, I just feel like, I'm not trying to talk about fecal in here because I find it gross, but I'm just saying, I think there's something to the fact that when you make coffee at home, it'll fill you up more because it takes away your appetite. So I think this case is wrong. All right. Okay. I got a phone call. Once again, I say that I want to get these calls, and then for some reason the Google Voice isn't alerting me of when a person is giving me a call. So I missed one from a 515 area code. So we're going to do this wacky morning zoo radio bit by giving them a call on air. I don't know who it is. I don't know what they want, but we're going to give them a call right now and see what's going on in the mind of an area code 515. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Hello.
Yeah, I missed your call. Who is this?
This is Andrew, your old co-host.
What's up, Andrew Freeman? How are you?
I'm great, man. I've missed you. How are you doing?
Doing good, dude. I see you're a dad now. That's awesome.
Oh, my God. It is. There's shit everywhere. I'm sorry I swore, but there's
good.
It's everywhere.
How's life been for the last 5 years?
Oh, man. It's been pretty awesome, you know. Moved back to Iowa. Living the corn-fed life. It's very boring. I miss Chicago.
I feel like you're meant for it, though. By the way, this is Andrew Freeman. He used to do the Hoppy and Freeman show with me, and he did the He Said, She Said podcast. We went to the same radio trade class, and he's on the phone line. And where are you? Cedar Rapids, right?
No, I'm back in Des Moines now.
Well, that's a little better. At least you're in like a city. I feel like if you're in Cedar Rapids, you're going to have absolutely nothing to do. But I feel like there's things to do in Des Moines.
Yeah. If I lived in Cedar Rapids, I'd probably be cooking meth.
Dude, do you ever like think about our radio trade class and just think about how bizarre that was? There's a kid that was a potential creep who would go in his wheelchair, and I'm not saying this because he's in a wheelchair, but he literally jacked off in one of the rooms. Yeah, do you ever just think about the things that went on at our radio trade class? They literally could have made some creepy TV show on MTV. You had people in their 50s that are like, I'm going to go into radio. Like, it was the weirdest era of my life. And oh boy, was I cocky back then. But I feel like everybody was cocky. It was the weirdest class ever. Illinois Center for Making It in Radio, I call it. What's up?
I felt like we learned more when we were at Northwestern doing the radio than we learned in class.
I feel like I learned more by listening to the radio and just hearing how people do shows than I did from sitting in a class.
Okay, now they're transitioning. Got it. Gonna write that down.
I mean, here was what's annoying is you had all this equipment at the radio trade class. It was fine. It worked good enough. But the issue was, but here's the issue. The teachers that you have at the radio trade class are supposed to teach you how to get into radio, right? The radio trade class. These same teachers attended the school hoping to make it in radio. So you basically have people that graduated this trade class teaching you how to do radio when they've never done radio. It was the biggest joke for $17,000. Damn it. But my uncle paid it off.
I completely agree with you. I mean, there was one or two teachers that I thought were really cool, but when they brought on the students to teach us, I rolled my eyes pretty hard.
And dude, I loved when you would go there and you go up and you say what you want to do in radio, and they're like, I want to be on 670, or 1000, I want to be on sports radio. It's like me walking in. Yeah, can I be on Sirius Radio? Like, it was the most obvious thing. And then the kids would get so cocky because they'd be interning at 670. But then they would be there for like 7 weeks, and they would get coffee for the morning show. And then by the end of the year, they're out, and they're like, oh, so I basically just paid $17,000 to get Lawrence Holmes his coffee at night. But I like Lawrence Holmes. I'm not throwing a shot at 670. I'm just saying all these kids got so cocky because they were being interns at these different shows, and then it ends after 6 weeks. It just drove me nuts how cocky that place was.
Yeah, there's some fantasy there. I didn't think they realized that you don't go from intern to having a morning show. I feel like you were the smartest one of us.
You know what's funny was my favorite part about the Illinois Center for trying to make it in radio out of Lombard, Illinois. My favorite part about it was when I first got a tour of it, I saw these big marking names on the wall. Mancow, Eddie and Jobo, Jay Nice, Rokon, Jonathan Brandmeier, all the huge names in radio that have made seven figures. Great names in radio. And it makes you think when you first walk in for the tour at the place, you're thinking that Mancow went to this place. So you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be like him and do fake prank calls. But then you realize that they just were paid to speak to these kids about radio, which is the biggest BS because the radio trade class that we went to, it made us think that all these big market names graduated there, and then you realize they didn't. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was kind of shit. But the only reason I was really happy to go is because I got to meet you and Nikki, and that was fun.
Dude, remember, I'll just say the name because there's so many Tonys in the world. Remember Tony?
Yeah, I do remember Tony.
Dude, he put up these posts that were really sexual that I'm not going to even say what they were, but let's just say the cops should have been at his house. This is like 3 years ago. It wasn't, let's just say these posts that he was putting up, it wasn't pictures, but these posts he were putting up, the themes of it were not legal. And that's when I realized I probably was getting coffee every day with a pedophile. And I unfriended him. Then I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I basically used to go to 7-Eleven. He had his EBT card and I would get free coffee, but he was a pedophile.
He was probably on one of those websites.
It's very creepy to think about. And then everybody would be like, why are you hanging out with Tony? And I would say, because he's buying me free things. I don't care. You know, it's awesome. I like ripping off people that go to a radio trade class, not in real life. You
yeah,
good,
but
though?
You got away from that pretty quickly. You learned.
I did, man. Anything you want to plug? Anything going on in Des Moines?
Oh, not much, man. The radio scene at Des Moines is pretty cookie cutter and boring, honestly. They don't really try anything new or do anything brave like you're doing on the Hoppy Show. I
think I could potentially get you a job over in Des Moines. Let me see what it is. Alt Des Moines. I'm Googling it. I'm friends with the Woody Show, and they're syndicated on Alt 106.3. And I know Alex.
Yeah, I listen to 106.3.
Yeah. Hit me up. I'll try to get you a job over there. I know Alex and because you need to be in radio, dude. So I'll hit them up and I'll tell them to have you hit them up. Sounds good, bro? I got you, man.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate it.
I got that,
I'm
man.
actually going to start up the podcast again with Nikki here in January, so.
Sounds good, man. And, yeah, message me after the show, and I'll let them know to hit you up. Sounds good, bro?
Sounds great, dude.
All right, see you, man.
It was great talking to you later,
right,
dude.
See you, dude. That was Andrew Freeman, who went to my radio trade class. And maybe it's because I'm weird, but my radio trade class has yet to hit me up about me talking to the kids. Because even if you're not in Lombard, Illinois, you can have a Skype session. And I have yet, a half a decade later, I've done okay in radio. I haven't done much, but I've done okay. I have yet to be invited to speak to the future of radio. Damn it. I want to tell them to go into it and their dreams will all come true. God, was I such a fucking douchebag at that trade school. I remember it was so awful. You're paying $17,000 to go to this. Well, maybe this is why they haven't invited me to speak to the class. It's because I'm verbally bashing them on my award-winning podcast like a douche. But here's what I thought was funny. was like, you're paying $17,000 to go to this radio trade class. And like the first day, you're just sitting there and they're talking about what you're going to do in the radio trade class. And then they had us do show and tell the next day. And you got to remember, any age group could go to this radio trade class. So you could be 18. I was 19 going on 20 at the time. Or you could be 55 and you have a smoker voice and you've done phones for some company for 30 years. And people say, oh, you have a voice for radio. And the guy's like, yeah, I think I could be in radio, you know. So you have these wide range of people that are in your radio trade class. We had like 20 kids in our class. And the second or third day, we did a show and tell. This is a fucking radio trade class on how to make it in this business. And they had us do a show and tell. So this one dude came in with eggs, and he had like a plate, and he's like, here's how you properly crack eggs. And then one girl did like a yoga dance, and she was like kind of chubby, which doesn't matter. I'm just saying. And she was all sweaty in her yoga pants, and she was playing like some song. It may have been like Lady Gaga. And she was just dancing, and then afterwards just dripping in sweat. And then I go up there, and I have no talent. I suck at sports. I can barely talk. So at that point, I had interned for Dahl, a radio legend out of Chicago. I went to the morning show boot camp. I did a radio show on WHCM. So, like, I did a little bit in radio at that point, and I was, like, 19 going on 20. And oh, boy, was I cocky. I go up there, and all I say is, so here's what I've done in radio so far. So then once I'm done with my speech, we took a break. And it wasn't the biggest building. Then I hear all the douchebags in the break room like, yeah, that goofball really thinks he's cool because he interned with Dahl. Man, that goofball really thinks, yeah, I'm trying to make it in radio. And I'll look to see what my classmates are up to because I haven't done much. I'm 25. I'm doing okay. I live in the ghetto of St. Pete. Like, I like my job. I like every second of my life, but I try to be humble. But I'll look at what they're doing. All the kids that like would talk smack. And then you see they're like a board op in like Springfield, Missouri. And you're like, that's what you get. Just saying. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. I think after that rant, I don't think I'm ever going to be getting the invite. I think they're going to have like a picture of me at the radio trade class, and they're going to be like, don't let them enter. Like, you know, in like 2002, after 9/11, they would have the most wanted people at the post office. Like back when you'd go to the post office. You remember like when you'd go to the post office and it would say most wanted? It's like, if you see this person, please call. And it would be like Bin Laden and all his crew and entourage. Like you're going to just see Bin Laden in the middle of Chicago, just walking around the city, going by the beam. You remember that? That's what's going to happen at the radio trade class. They're going to have my dumb mug and be like, he trashed us on his podcast. We're never letting him back again. Or maybe it's my narcissism, and I'm thinking that they even care about me, which I think that's the case. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
What's up? This is Ryan Hoppy, host of the two-time award-winning Hoppy Hour podcast, and I am proud to announce about my new sponsor here in the Tampa Bay area, Speedy Link, the best Metro PCS dealer in all of the Bay Area. They have 22 locations covering this great Bay Area from Dade City all the way to Sarasota. Maybe you're sick and tired of your current cell phone dealer, and you're just thinking, man, I really want to switch to Metro PCS. If you go there to their main store at 7813 Palm River Road, and that's in Tampa, and you tell them that Ryan Hoppy sent you and that you're a listener of Hoppy Hour, they will hook you up with a great deal. What are you waiting for? Give them a call now at 813-626-0297. That's 813-626-0297. And visit them at 7813 Palm River Road in Tampa. Tell them I sent you.
Tweet Ryan Hoppy at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Snapchat him at Hoppy Radio. And email him anytime at RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com. Now back to the show.
Isaac made this one.
I see this here. This is from, let me see which website this is. Los Angeles Times. Got some sad news. Got some news that's going to make you upset. Got some news that is just going to ruin your day. It's going to bring you down. It's going to make you mad. I want to set the mood. I want to make you guys feel the pain that I'm not really going through. I just want to do this as a radio bit. You guys hear this music? You hear those bagpipes in the background? Like all things in life, something came to an end. This is from the Los Angeles Times. It says here, HBO is out of the adult entertainment business. Okay, listen. Am I going to sit here and pretend like I'm outraged by it? No, I don't really care. But it's sad. They have removed all erotic adult movies and TV shows. Now, I'm not going to spend the time right now talking about porn because it's a weird subject, but there was something nice. If you're with your girlfriend, or if you're a girl and you're with your boyfriend, or whatever, if you're with your loved one and you're laying in bed, there was something kind of fun about watching lame acting, and then you get into the mood and then you do it. Because now that HBO is getting rid of it, all you're going to get is the smashing on Pornhub, and it's kind of, it's an end of an era of, let's say, foreplay and messing around, because I feel like now in 2018, we want things immediately, so we don't really, have time to focus on the plot line. Because say what you want about people that are in porn, but they have to memorize lines. So that was actually decent acting that you would see in these clips on HBO. But now all we want is Lisa Ann and 5 dudes. I'm just saying, it's very sad. It's an end of an era. They got rid of Taxi Cab Confessions. They got rid of Real Sex. And my personal favorite, not just because I've met him at 2 morning show boot camps, Dennis Hoff, they got rid of Cat House. And they got rid of Katie Morgan's videos. But what's funny is nobody even noticed until they reported the news, because people go to HBO for actual content. Now, here would be what would be the end of the world. And I predict it might happen. But here's what I predict will happen. I think the porn business is going to keep losing money, and I wouldn't be surprised if they begin to make clips on Pornhub not as long, and then you got to pay to have the full clips. I just don't see how Pornhub makes money. I feel like if you were to charge somebody $7.99 a month, I feel like you would make so much money as Pornhub. I hope nobody at Pornhub saying this, because I don't want them to make me have to pay. But I wouldn't pay. But I would. But I wouldn't. But I would. But I'm just saying, I just think Pornhub would make a lot more money, but I don't know how they make their money. Do you work in porn? Do you want to know? Or do you know? Do you want to let me know? 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. All right. We're about to wrap up the show and end things. Let's see who's watching this. Somebody said that they're doing lines off a mirror, but you're acting. Got to give them credit. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen Hot Girls Wanted on Netflix. It's not exactly the funnest of times being in porn. I swear to God. I might burn in hell. I do think I will if hell's real, but God, I don't even want to say it. It makes me sound like such a douchebag, but after watching Hot Girls Wanted on Netflix, which is about girls that go into porn and then hate it and then leave it, am I a bad person because I looked up each girl's videos on Pornhub? I don't even want to know the answer. I just was like, I feel like every guy did it, so it's not just me, but you want to see like what they did, you know? The legacy they left. I'm such a creep. Just being honest. And then when you looked it up on Pornhub, it said in the title, Girl from Hot Girl Wanted on Netflix, so that we know it's officially them. Yeah, I'm a creep, but I'm just honest about it. I'm not trying to act all cool, you know. Let me see who's chiming in. I don't know. Hoppy TV is pretty dead tonight. But it did well. I got 2 phone calls tonight. I can live with that. I can appreciate that. I can love that. All right. This has been brought to you by Speedy Link Metro PCS. 7813 Palm River Road in Tampa. If you go there and you tell them that I sent you at their 22 locations from Dade City all the way to Sarasota, they will hook you up. This also is being brought to you by my guy who is going to train me for the My Calta Punch-Out, Eric Marshall, out of Bradenton. Go to Eric Marshall Kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA on Facebook. Like his page and type in Eric Marshall Bradenton to get the address. They are at, I can get the address for you now, 6103 28th East, Suite B in Bradenton. Call them at 941-812-2500. That's 941-812-2560. And I'm not just saying this because he's training me for the My Calta Punch-Out, but boxing really makes you pumped up. It really makes you feel good. So if you want to change your life and get into shape, trust me, Eric Marshall, Kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA is the guy to go to. All right. This has been Happy Hour. I am signing off. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys listening. Blah, blah, blah. Bye.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.